Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure Wave Wenwu figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
6 figures in the wave. You'll need all 6 figures to complete the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. And there's a quick look at the artwork on the left flap. It is the same on the left and the right. And a quick frontal view. Alright, let's bust this bad boy open and see what's what. Alright, here we go. Wenwu, aka... This is our second MCU based character in this wave, obviously based off of the upcoming movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Interesting design, looks like a few parts that they may have used before, but mostly new things. Obviously the head sculpt is going to be all new, as Wenwu will be portrayed by 58-year-old actor Tony Leung. I don't know, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Spoiler alert, but his bio on the back of the package reads, Shang-Chi's father, Wenwu, is the feared leader of the Ten Rings organization, which has lurked in the shadows of the MCU since the very beginning. Wenwu is packed in with the right arm to complete the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure and his cane. So yes, interesting spoilery information here. Wenwu is Shang-Chi's father in the MCU, and he is also the real Mandarin. After the debacle and the tomfoolery that was Iron Man 3, where we saw the fake Mandarin, it seems we will see the real Mandarin introduced in this movie, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Interesting to note that the comic book version of Shang-Chi's father was named Fu Manchu, so obviously they changed that for the movie, as that name was a little problematic in some of those depictions in the early Marvel comics of Asians were not culturally appropriate today. I guess in the same vein, or to draw a parallel, that's probably why there was no character named Man-Ape in the Black Panther movie. So just a closer look at the head sculpt and the deco here. I do think the head sculpt is pretty good. A very relaxed, sort of neutral head sculpt, just like Shang-Chi's. Somebody had mentioned that Shang-Chi's head sculpt looked boring. Yeah, you know, I would have liked to see some more dynamic head sculpts with different expressions, but this is what we got, and I do think that whatever technology they're utilizing to capture the look of these actors is definitely working well. You know, Marvel usually puts a little more oomph into their cinematic universe figures. I would assume that this getup is some sort of traditional garb for the Ten Rings organization or for their culture in the movie. I was thinking that this part here was something that we saw before. I was thinking that it was the same part that they utilized for the T'Chaka figure, but I don't know, his was going the opposite way. So you guys let me know in the comments below if you spot any parts that we've seen here before. We don't really know how accurate to the movie look it's gonna be. Sometimes the Marvel Legends design team gets concept art very early and then things change by the time the movie comes out. But yeah, out of the package he comes with 2 fists attached, and similar to Shang-Chi, he's got a couple of different hand sculpts that look to represent different styles of martial arts or kung fu. You guys let me know in the comments below which style this may be intended to mimic. No way he's going to be the leader of this organization and not actually partake in some martial arts himself throughout the movie, so I assume he will be a master martial artist. And then his final set of hands are a set that are open and cupped. It looks like these will be utilized to hold his final accessory, which is this bladed sort of hooked weapon. I'm not sure what the traditional name for this is. If you know, please let me know in the comments below, but he has no issue holding that in either hand. So yeah, I don't really know how to gauge the deco here again, because we don't know how accurate it's going to be, but it looks pretty good. You know, blue, black, gray. Did I give you a look at these boots? No, I don't think so. Limited articulation because he's going to be hindered. I'll go over the articulation now, but same ball peg on the neck that we saw on Shang-Chi, and the same type of design that we've seen on a lot of the MCU figures as of late, including those figures from the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure wave. I mentioned that previously. Pretty funny. No rings on any of the interchangeable hands that he has, on the fingers of any of those hands, so not sure how far into the movie we'll see the rings or how prevalent they'll be in in the movie, but I am happy that we got these additional hands here with Wenwu that can most likely be interchanged with Shang-Chi. That was one of my gripes with that figure, was that he didn't have any fists. But yeah, head on a ball joint, he'll look down, he'll look up. Actually, he looks up more than Shang-Chi, it seems like to me. Pivot, left to right, full 360, nothing really hindering the head. Shoulders on a ball joint, it's only going to come up about that far. You'll get the same range on both sides, as this is a softer pliable plastic here. It is a separate part. There is an upper bicep swivel. There's a double jointed elbow. There is a swivel and a hinge on the wrist. Upper torso articulation looks like that. Definitely some hindrance at the pelvic area, as this is a very large restrictive piece here. I can safely assume that there's a T-joint at the pelvis. Legs are not going to come up too far again, but you do get upper thigh swivel. There is a double jointed knee, some larger legs, and another big knee joint here on Wenwu. Unfortunately, there is no rotation at the upper boot. You get a hinge and a pivot on the foot. I assume that if you take this off, he will retain all of the regular articulation you would expect on a male Marvel Legends figure. And a couple quick size comparisons, and I'm gonna breeze through this one and get up out of here. So on the far left, we have the Beta Sentinel Build-A-Figure Wave Wolverine. To his left, going right, we have the body of the Ross character from the Ross and Killmonger 2-pack. That's the typical suited Marvel Legends body. Wenwu in the middle, and to his immediate left is his son, Shang-Chi, and on the far right is the Logan body from the Logan and Professor X 2-pack from the third movie in the Logan trilogy. And yep, we lit. So all of the hands that are packed in with Wenwu, you can utilize them with his son, Shang-Chi, so you can give him fist or the other martial arts gesture he had there, whatever that style of fighting was, as well as mix and match the weapons. So that gives Shang-Chi another weapon to mess around with. Like I stated in his review, I'm sure we'll see him utilize quite a few different weapons. And a little blast from the past here. You know I gotta dig in the crates on these reviews. So this is the old Toyz Marvel Legends Mandarin that came in a 2-pack with a modular Iron Man, which is ironic since we're about to get a brand new modular Iron Man that looks amazing. And there was 2 versions of this Mandarin figure. There was one with the green and yellow here, and then there was one without this sort of helmet masked look that was unmasked. I think I might have that head around here somewhere. That was packed in with War Machine. What I did was I had removed the body because I wanted to utilize that body back in the day for something. I don't know what the hell I was doing actually, but I do still have this sort of garb, this getup. But I put Professor X up here because that's how the body looked back in the day. It was just a plain, fully articulated black body like you see here with Professor X. Matter of fact, now that I remember, I took the body out because I wanted to utilize it as like a Tony Stark in his sort of like onesie when he's in the armor or something like that. And that's what I thought about when this new Professor X came out. Professor X is on the far right here. That's the Beta Sentinel Build-A-Figure Wave Professor X. And interesting to note, this old figure did have rings on the fingers here. I hope that's showing up all right. I still do actually have the old Mandarin head here. I have been meaning to Dremel this to use it on some other body just for some like goon or something like that. And the silliness ensues. I don't know why I have Deadpool here on the left, but a great figure in the MCU line, I guess. And then I was able to slip the garb onto Wenwu's body so you can see how that looks and see how all of those stack up. I want to try one more thing before I get up out of here. Well, there's that. That doesn't work. That's not what I want to try. Just want to see how that might look, a casual kind of look for the two of them. You can't really pop either of the heads onto these bodies all the way onto the peg. You got to kind of like half it on there so they don't lose the neck. But I mean, that is an option that looks pretty cool. And like a lot of people have mentioned, the opportunity to just kit bash some Asian characters in your displays is very appealing. And real quick, there's the Professor X body under the garb with the head of Wenwu from this series. And that works out a lot better because that original body that was under this cloak was very articulated but really awkward, especially in the lower torso. You can move the Professor X body around a bit more here, so this is pretty interesting. I do think that we are going to get a Mandarin in 2021, maybe towards the end of this year, or at least the announcement of a Mandarin. It's been a very long time since we had that character, a 616 version, and obviously these old Toy Biz versions don't really hold hold up nowadays. But I'm really interested to see where this movie goes. I'm interested to see if there's some mention or some look at Fin Fang Foom. That would be pretty interesting, and that might actually lead us into some HasLab project for a larger, better scaled Fin Fang Foom in the future. Just a lot of possibilities. I don't even have any cool gifts to throw in here from a trailer or from this movie. We don't have any information. Like I mentioned in a previous review, I got this wave a little early. Shout out to my man Rectangular who helped me actually secure the wave. And with that, I'm gonna get up out of here. Now this is one that I would recommend. You'll need to pick him up if you want to complete the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, but really I think it's about the heads and hands in this package for me that makes the Shang-Chi figure better in my opinion. I don't really care about Wenwu right now. He'll probably end up being a great character, we'll see, but just for the kit bash potential alone, I think it's one that you should probably pick up. Alright, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there, and until next time, peace.
That's crisp.